Hey guys, welcome back to another F1 2021 video here for Cross GT Racing in Season 3. So we have, well actually no, before we start, if you like the videos, please do leave a like. It really does help to push the videos into the algorithm for people to see. Let me know in the comments what you think of the videos, what you think of the series. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it and would really help me out a lot. So, I was saying at the end of the last video, we had to make a decision about whether we keep Schumacher on for the rest of the season or we use the money we've saved to go and build up our facilities. Unfortunately, I am going to be dropping Schumacher. It's only going to be temporary. I am going to bring him back in Season 4. If I do a Season 4, I probably will do a Season 4 because I do really like this game and I can't afford to get F1 2022. So we've signed on David Coulthard, and it's fitting too considering we are going to be getting ready for the British Grand Prix. So his first race back as a driver will be at his home circuit, the British Grand Prix, because I'm pretty sure David Coulthard's British. I should have paid more attention to the nationality thing when we were signing him on. Another grid penalty for an extra component, but I am not too fussed about that one. Last season we dominated this race. We were so far ahead. We should have won, but we had I think it was a turbo failure, which was frustrating considering we also had a turbo failure I think in Austria as well. So 2 races in a row we had a turbo failure. We shouldn't have had it, but we did, and it ruined our chance of probably our most dominant win that we have had so far in this career mode. But that's okay. So we've saved a bunch of money. We're upgrading facilities. I'm upgrading the rest of my perks. We've signed David Coulthard. Everything's looking good for the rest of the season. Points wise, we're probably not going to be making as much in terms of I guess money now, or maybe we're making the same amount of money because it more depends on my performance. We probably won't be getting as many development points, as many resource points. But that's okay.
Good job.
We are going to be getting enough, really, to upgrade the car as much as we need to, and it's also means we're going to have a much better car come next season, or maybe even like for the rest of the season, the car will just get that little bit better and get us up into a more consistent top position. So we managed to set the fastest lap as we're in qualifying now here at Silverstone. We managed to get the fastest lap in the lap we just finished, which puts us in P1. We do have to do a little bit of a little bit of racing there to get around. I think it was Gasly. We're purple through sector 1. We go wide around the high-speed right-hander there, but it doesn't affect our time too much. We're still sitting in the green as we run through the S's. I've gotten a lot better at that section there this time around. Purple through sector 2, so we've run purple through 2 sectors. We're 9 tenths up on our previous lap, a 128.4. We go wide, track limits warning. We've only got 3 corners left, and we're sitting a second up. So we're doing pretty well here. This is I reckon that this is probably one of the easy tracks to do. We do purple through all 3 sectors, a 127.4. We're a second ahead of Verstappen, and I have also bumped the difficulty up again. I think another 2 points. So I am constantly building that difficulty up, but not to the point that I did where I bumped up 10 points and we ended up getting destroyed. But we'll have to wait and see how that difficulty affects the actual race.
We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone, and it's time for the British Grand Prix. The 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit in Great Britain is hallowed ground to the Formula One faithful. We have 18 corners that wrap around this former World War II airbase and some good passing opportunities at the end of the DRS zones. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Norris, Valtteri Bottas and Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly, Ricciardo and the captain. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Tsunoda, Perez, David Coulthard and Stroll.
So there is most of the starting grid. Coulthard starting in P13. We're starting in P10. Perez also had to take a grid penalty, so that helps us out a bit. There's an extra position that we weren't going to have. 2 stop in this race. Softs to mediums. The same. I'm pretty sure it's the same strategy we tried to run last season, where we just completely dominated the race. Of course, last season we did start in pole. This season we're starting back in P10. But I think we can still do a decent job here, as we straight away we make a mistake, but we do manage to get back in front of Ricciardo. So we still gain, well, we haven't actually gained any positions because Tsunoda has moved up and we're still sitting P10, but we have managed to get in front of Ricciardo. It's going to be easy to keep up with Tsunoda, I do believe. I think the AlphaTauri is probably not as quick as the McLaren, although in saying that, considering Tsunoda hasn't had great results, Gasly actually has had he's actually been doing pretty well in the last, I think, 2 rounds. He's done really well, because we managed to just slice through the middle of both those AlphaTauris there. I was not expecting to be able to do that so early on in the race, or even do that at all, but we managed to cut straight through the middle of both of those cars and take 2 positions there. But now we're in a tight battle with Sainz. So we have a good run out of the S's. ERS enabled, but the Ferrari's got a lot of speed. I don't know if he's got ERS. I would find it hard to believe that the AI would be using ERS on the first lap. We managed to get in front of Sainz. We're making a big dive up the inside of Leclerc. We take both Ferraris in 2 turns. We've managed to jump all the way back up into 6th. As Verstappen is leading this race, we go purple through sector 3, and now we've got the job of trying to keep up with Bottas, which doesn't seem to be too hard. We do have quite a lot of speed. We have new parts in the car, whereas some of these other guys might have some slightly worn parts, so it makes it a little bit easier for us. We always get a good run out of the S's this weekend. Right through practice was good, qualifying was good. Those S's are a part I really had to focus on. I've always been, well, in the previous 2 seasons I wasn't that good at them, getting the timing right, but this season I think I've found the perfect line through there, and we managed to jump up the inside of Norris there, and that pushes us all the way up into P4 now. Fastest lap.
It's a new fastest lap of the race.
A 130.7, or effectively a 130.8. That bumps us all the way up in 4th now. So we are moving our way up through the grid. And we have also been bumping up the difficulty each race as well, because it seemed like it was a little bit easy on, I think I had it on 50, and I've been bumping it up 2 points in difficulty each time. But I'm probably going to have to take a look at sort of what the optimal difficulty is race by race, because some races are really hard, and then other races are sort of seem really easy. So I'm going to probably have to look into that at some point. We'll just see how we go further through the season, but that might be something I'll have to take a look at.
8.2 seconds.
So after all that talk of difficulty and stuff, we managed to get past Hamilton, and we're up into P3. We're now making a move on Russell. Somehow Russell and that Alpine is up in P2. Shows the caliber of the driver that Russell is, especially this season with his drive with Mercedes. He's outclassing Hamilton almost every single race. And that bumps us up into P2. Verstappen, 2-second gap to him. It's only lap 4. Making some moves here at Silverstone. This is probably, well, this would be one of our strongest tracks after last season, and how well we did before our DNF. I feel like this is probably one of our strongest tracks. Cheeky corner cut there. We probably should have got a track limits warning there. If it was strict warnings, we would have got a track limit warnings there. But we've managed to gain a lot of time on Verstappen. Lap 7. So it has taken us a couple of laps to be able to close to within DRS range of Verstappen. But we are following right along behind him. Good run out of that long right-hander. That Red Bull's just got so much power. It can accelerate so well, and we don't quite have that power yet. Our car's nimble. We can hit these corners and stuff really well, but just don't have that engine power that some of these other cars have. But DRS and ERS keep us in the game as we have a massive run on the outside of Verstappen.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
We managed to hold on there around the outside of the corner. DRS is a wonderful thing, and it gets us up into P1. When we round the final corner,
You'll be on the mediums. We're leading our teammate by 15.4 seconds.
thanks for that, Jeff. We managed to round that final corner and get ourselves another fastest lap. I think we cut about 4 tenths off our previous best time. Lap 10 now. The sky's opened up. It's now blue skies. Barely a cloud in the sky. We're coming into the pits to go on to a set of mediums, and we've managed to gain a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That pit line came up so much faster than I thought.
Go now.
And a 3-second pit stop. Not only did we gain 5-second penalty, but our pit crew had a shocker of a pit stop right
The
there.
exit will receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
And now we're all the way back in P14. We're gonna have to fight our way back up into the fight to try and get back to first place. And we also have a 5-second penalty that we have to deal with. We're not going to be heading back into the pits, so we can't serve it in the pits. It has to be added on at the end of the race. So we have to try and somehow gain a 5-second advantage to be able to maintain any sort of decent finish.
David is coming in for his stop.
Alright, lap 12. It looks like most of the front runners are now coming into the pits, so that puts us up into P7. I think that's effective P1, as the rest of the guys in front of me, I think, are going to be coming into the pits next lap, pitting after their teammates have pitted this lap.
Gap to teammate behind is 1.7 seconds.
Okay, so Coulthard is, I mean, it says it's 1.7 seconds. He's still in the pits, so it's a lot more than
is
that.
4.0 seconds.
Look at 4-second gap to Verstappen now. And we've got that 5-second penalty we have to deal with. We're on mediums, Verstappen's on mediums, Hamilton's on hards. Hamilton, I'm sure he went into the pits behind Verstappen, so it's odd that he's on hards. I would have thought he'd be able to run mediums.
Is 5.1 seconds.
You know, there's only 15 laps that they have to run. I figured mediums would be pretty much all go for everyone else. It looks like everyone else is heading into the pits. So just as I suspected, the rest of the front runners, or the current front runners, are into the pits now.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
And we just did a monster lap on these mediums. A 1:28.6, so this is definitely a medium compound track. We're 6 seconds ahead of Verstappen. We're up in P1. Lap 13. We're 14 laps left in this race. We're pretty much at the halfway point. And we have to not only hold on to P1 on a set of medium tyres that are probably going to wear out quite quickly. And we get a yellow flag. This is not what we wanted. As someone's car alarm is now going off outside my house. It's adding to the stress. What are you doing? I'm in the middle of a recording. I have to deal with that and the race. Oh, the stress. Oh, thank God. Oh, I don't like that sound. If I didn't know that was the neighbour's car, I would have thought there was something wrong with my actual car in the game. Oh, anyway. back to the action. Oh, so we managed to get what lap are we on? Lap 18. Oh, that's throwing me off so much. Lap 18. I mean, I could just stop and re-record that bit, but why would I do that? It just adds to the suspense. Let's leave it in. Leave it in the video. Lap 18. We're coming around the final 3 corners of the lap. We've got, what does that give us then? It gives us 8 laps left in this race. We've managed to gain time on Verstappen. We're now almost 10 seconds ahead of him. So we're pretty much dominating this race just like we did last season. Only difference is we've got new parts in the car. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have a part just completely screw itself and explode like we did last season. A brand new turbocharger at this race last season, and it was gone. 40, I think it was like 46 laps that had done, and it was roasted. I have no idea how that came about, but it did. So hopefully we don't have a catastrophic failure here, and we should have this race in the bag. Although in saying that, Verstappen is now closing the gap. We've got 7 laps. I mean, it's a 9-second gap, but we did have an almost 10-second gap at the end of the last lap. So at the rate that he is closing that gap, we might not be able to get P1 in this race. We might be able to get P2. Hamilton's 15 seconds behind on hards.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
Okay, we've got just over 3 laps of the race left to go. We've only got 3 laps of fuel left, so we're going to have to start. We now have to start coasting to save fuel, but we can't coast so much that we let Verstappen get back within 5 seconds of us. Otherwise, we lose the race and we end up P2, and we can't do that. This penalty that I had got from the pit lanes is now stressing me out. Because if I had a 9-second gap and I just had to coast to the end of the race, easy. But now I've got a penalty to deal with, and I'm not going to the pits to serve it. No way. That's going to cost us so much more time. Because we're going really slow around those hairpins there. Still 9 seconds, but we're giving up valuable time to try and save fuel. As we breeze past Lundgaard there. More coasting. And 9.5 seconds of Verstappen. The S's is where we can make up time, because I feel like this is the strongest part of the track for us. And this is the best place for me to coast without really losing time. So we're coming out of there, we've lost, what, like 1/10 through the S's. Okay, we're losing a bit more. But we're holding on. Coasting pretty well. I think we'd be saving a decent amount of fuel, I feel like. Alright, Verstappen's down under 9 seconds. Let's back up over 9. So we've managed to maintain that gap that we had to him. Well, we've lost 1/10 to where we were last lap to him. We could probably coast some more, which we have been doing. We come through the S's, we're coasting even more. Just tapping the throttle.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
What? This was where you said we had 3 laps of fuel left 2 laps ago. We've been coasting our way through this race, and we've essentially, well, through the last like 2 and a bit laps, and we've essentially saved no fuel. We have less We have less fuel than we need to finish the race. And Verstappen has now there's only a effective 3-second gap to Verstappen.
Final lap of the race.
We've got 1 lap left. We can't drop more than 3 seconds to Verstappen. Otherwise, we give them the win. But we have to make sure we have enough fuel to actually get to the end of the race. Oh, the fuel thing's flashing. I don't like that. We have to coast 7.5 seconds to Verstappen. It's a 2-second gap now. We've coasted so much, he's closing in. Just over 6 seconds. Alright, if we're going to run out of fuel, it's going to be right here. Have we done enough? We go wide. We don't want to go wide. It's a 1 second, just over 1 second to Verstappen. We're going what? Oh no, this screwed up those last corners. Foot down. Don't run out of fuel.
Hey Jeff, thanks for your work.
Oh my god.
Team effort. Thanks to all the boys.
Oh.
Fantastic. You've won the Grand Prix.
And we're about to run out of fuel. Our car was going so slow now. We almost ran out of fuel down that final straight. Oh my god.
You can't fault the performance on the track today. A well-deserved victory. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think the key here was just the quality of the racecraft, you know? I mean, how many overtakes did they make overall? I'm sure we have a stat person keeping score somewhere, and it was fantastic to watch, wasn't it? This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
A show-stopping performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
We managed to hold on. Oh man, I thought we would have been fine for fuel this race. I didn't even check the fuel load before we started the race. If I'd known that we were going to be under fueling the car, I would have put some more in. Oh my god. We managed to come away with the win. We finished a second ahead of Verstappen, so we did have a little bit of time up our sleeves. Fastest lap. It doesn't look like anyone else got below 130. We were flying on those mediums. And we managed to pull out a win and a fastest lap. So that's 3 podiums in a row now. We got a win in France, we got a 3rd place in Austria, and now we've got a win in Silverstone, which we should have got last season, but we got given a faulty turbocharger to put into the car. That doesn't change anything in the driver standings though, so it looks like Bottas still in the lead, Hamilton 2nd, Verstappen 3rd. We're still P5, no change in the constructors, but we are now, 16 points clear of McLaren. We were tied with them at the end of the last race. I think Mercedes and Red Bull are still sitting just as far apart as they were at the end of the last race. But we're sitting comfortable in P3 at the moment in the constructors, and we're sitting P5 in the drivers. So it's yeah, we're doing a lot better now than I sort of thought we would have been doing after, I think, the first 6 rounds, where we were doing okay at first and then started to drop back and we had some DNFs, or we had a couple of DNFs. So, yeah. And brand new driver in David Coulthard for the rest of this season. Didn't want to drop Schumacher, but we figured that, you know, it's good having him in the team, but if I don't have a good enough car for him to really do anything with, there's really no point in keeping him around. And yeah, we'll get him back next season. Right now we're just going to focus on trying to build this car up as much as we can, getting those facilities up, just really trying to get as many R&D upgrades onto the car. And yeah, just really, we also want to finish on. I want to hold on to P3 in the constructors, get as much money at the end of the season to really help us out beginning of season 4. But yeah, some really good results last 3 races. I'm really happy with that, and hopefully we can carry on this form. Hopefully we can keep getting into the points more consistently. and hopefully hold on to that P3 position in the Constructors, because everyone loves money at the end of the season. Thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, let me know in the comments what you thought. If you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.